I'm hearing a blue jay and probably a catbird in the distance. And traffic. This is a beautiful trail, but it's also pretty close to the main road. Little things in the trees, some birds, some probably squirrels and chipmunks. I love the fall because, especially this time of the fall, combines my two favorite colors, green and orange. And I love all shades of both, so we've got everything. Still hearing all the insects from the late summer. Crickets, and I don't even know insects all that well, so I know I'm hearing crickets. Ferns turn this awesome bronze color. It's really pretty. Hearing some of the smaller birds now, their alarm calls. It's kind of fun to walk quietly through the forest because most people don't. And when you're going on a path that's pretty well used, the animals and everything starts to get used to seeing people around. And when you walk around quietly, like most people don't, the animals don't move as much. They don't run away quite as much. So even though I'm talking as I'm walking, I'm hearing animals within just a couple feet of me, startling at my presence because they didn't notice me coming first and foremost. A lot of the little birds that I'm hearing, I know, are the winter birds that stick around. So we've got titmice and chickadees and nuthatches of two varieties, the white-breasted and the red-breasted. And it looks like the chipping sparrows are here. Not that you can see that from that far away. The chipping sparrows sometimes leave this area in the winter, and we get dark-eyed juncos, which look like little mice running around on the snow. But there's a bunch of sparrows around right now. Catbird. And all these beautiful colors. Going through that taller shrubby stuff right next to me, I was literally hearing birds' wings within 2 feet of my ears, like right at my head level. That was really fun. Acorns are falling along with the leaves. Last year I was driving a tractor and was getting acorns dropping on my head. Not as much fun as you might think. The chipmunks are going nuts about the fact that I'm here right now. I think they got taken by surprise and got everybody going. There's blue jays off to my left, but I don't think it's about me. I think they're upset about something else. I've been thinking this morning about being heard, not just kind of the surface fast things that we say. Sometimes we have to shout out about something and then that's the only thing that's heard. And the nuances get lost. And sometimes those nuances, the reasons, are more important. I was kind of getting angry at myself for not communicating what I needed properly. I just needed to be heard. I was just working something out in my head and wanted to do it out loud. And I asked for that. I said, I just want to talk this out loud before I type it. And then I got feedback that was not what I was looking for. It was poking holes in what I was saying. And I just wasn't ready for that yet. It's really hard for me to talk about new things and concepts that I'm developing myself. It's scary. It's really scary to talk about my own stuff. I can have full confidence when I'm basically parroting other people's things or doing tasks that other people have shown me. I'm very good at mimicking, and it's hard for me to be creative and branch out, find my own way to do things, find my own way to say things. And so I ended up being really hurt because I'm not great at taking criticism, because all of us have a hard time with that. And so the fact that I had specifically asked to just be listened to and it didn't happen was rough. And after a little while I said that, I let it all kind of lie and let what was wrong bubble up. And what was wrong was that, I'd asked to be listened to, and that's not what was heard. And there's a red squirrel right on the tree. He's totally upset at me for getting anywhere close to him. That's red squirrels. They're awesome. It's So when I brought up what was bothering me, that I had asked for something and gotten something else, the person I was talking to was wonderful and apologized immediately, and that even didn't feel right. Like, I was grateful for the apology, but I didn't feel like they were apologizing knowing all of the information, and that feels greedy. And then I felt like it must have been my fault. It must have been my fault. I didn't say exactly what it was that I needed, except I remember doing exactly that. And so I started to circle around what was actually like at the root of this. It wasn't the problem to begin with, but I'm really good at internalizing and making things my fault. I didn't do things properly. You know, all those things that I'm really good at learning to do the way somebody else did or showed me, or learning to use metaphors and teachings that other people are, you know, have taught me or I've read is really easy. But using my own voice is hard. And I guess that's what was so tough today, is that I had tried to use my own voice and it wasn't really heard. And so then again, I beat myself up and was telling myself that I didn't say it right. Brought me to that ever-present female thing. Sexual assault. If you don't say no just the right way, then it's your fault. Where does the accountability lie? I'm so good at taking all the accountability onto myself, to never being, to kind of internalizing so much that everything is my fault. If something goes wrong, it was me. At some point, you have to realize that you did a good job, or you did a pretty good job even. And there is some accountability, there is some fault that can lie with someone else. It's a hard thing for me to accept. And then I can come out here, walk in the woods. Where I'm at now, I can hardly hear any road noise. It's really the only far away motorcycles that are revving real high. It's my turn to practice hearing. Alright, we're at a crossroads. If I recall correctly, this way. It's really pretty. Yeah. One of my jobs in this world is to be around animals all the time, whether it's my dogs at home or livestock at work. And it really is it's about listening. You know, if you tell that cow to move and she balks, there's usually a reason. It's not like she doesn't know what it is you're asking. Sometimes you're not asking correctly, so sometimes communication on your side is the deal. Sometimes there's another cow on the other side of her that you don't see or you don't realize is acting like they're not going to let her anywhere close. But you just keep telling that cow to move. She's not going to do it because she's got pressures that you're not paying any attention to. As I walk through the woods, I can hear the chipmunk off to my left sounding off, "Hey, there's a stranger here, be careful everybody." I can hear blue jays far away, and I can hear insects, but everybody else has gone quiet while they figure out what's going on. You guys know that frogs usually chirp, make some sort of noise before they jump into the water? Yeah, that's what I was just hearing. Looks like there's some people over across the way. It takes about 20 minutes for animals to get used to your presence. If you're continuing to walk, then you never notice when they get used to you, but if I sit here long enough, that chipmunk off to my left and behind me will stop throwing a fit. And the birds will come back in and take what they can off of the leaves that are dying, falling off. So I'm going to sit here for a little while and just think about hearing and being heard, and realizing that sometimes it's not that I'm saying things wrong. Sometimes it's that it's not my fault. Sometimes it has to do with the person listening. So